Terrel Menard out multiple weeks, opening the door for our guy, Buffalo Joe, who could potentially see the field Monday night versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This article specifically states that Buffalo Joe could make an appearance due to the injuries of Terrel Menard, who's likely out few weeks due to a pec injury. And we all know Matt Milano was lost earlier in the year for potentially the whole season, or maybe making it back for a playoff run. But Buffalo Joe is going to make a likely appearance for Bills Mafia to supplement the losses of Matt Milano and also Terrel Menard. I think there's a good chance that he gets thrusted into the active roster Monday night against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I get it, there is some concern being an undrafted player and relying on someone like him with not a lot of experience, but what did we see in the preseason? He exploded off the football, and I think Buffalo Joe's going to come here for Bills Mafia. I mean, you look back to Luke Kuechly in his days. I mean, Luke Kuechly won Defensive Rookie of the Year under Sean McDermott as defensive coordinator in Carolina. And I get it, Luke Kuechly, a higher draft pick. Furthermore, when you look at the next few games here, knowing that Terrel Menard is going to be out, I mentioned this in my previous video, but the Bills playing a lot of nickel and dime against the Miami Dolphins, probably because they're primarily a passing team, but going against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Baltimore Ravens, the New York Jets, even the Tennessee Titans, potentially all these games are going to be without Matt Milano, without Terrel Menard together, meaning that Buffalo Joe could make an appearance on this field simply because of the injuries that we have at the position. If there is an injury to Baylon Spector or Dorian Williams, this is a for sure thing that Buffalo Joe will get out there. But in my mind, going against teams like the Jaguars, the Ravens, and the Jets, I think it makes sense for the Buffalo Bills to get into our base defense, meaning that we're going to need 3 linebackers on the football field at all times. And that leads me to Baylon Spector, Dorian Williams, and our guy, Buffalo Joe. So knowing that we really stayed in a lot of nickel and dime against the Miami Dolphins, will we do that against the Jacksonville Jaguars? Will we do that against the Baltimore Ravens? I think the Ravens and the Jags and the Jets are going to have plays on offense to try to get us into our base defense. And if the Bills do get into a base defense, this is undoubtedly going to have our guy from Lancaster, Buffalo Joe, make an appearance, and it could very well happen Monday night. But going back to the point that Luke Kuechly won Defensive Rookie of the Year under Sean McDermott in Carolina proves what is possible out of the linebacker position from a rookie. Looking at the defensive rookies of the year in previous years, you could see it's either a defensive end, a cornerback, or a linebacker. By no means am I saying that Buffalo Joe's going to come in and win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but I think under the tutelage of Sean McDermott and Bobby Babich, he has a huge opportunity to hit the ground running, especially as a rookie. Luke Kuechly commanding that defense all the way back in Carolina under Sean McDermott, getting him up to speed. And let's not forget how we delegated duties this upcoming year. Sean McDermott last year had so much on his plate, calling defensive plays, commanding this defense, doing everything that he needed to do defensively, but now delegated those tasks to now Bobby Babich, which now enables Sean McDermott to have more time to allocate to other areas like Buffalo Joe to get him up to speed to make sure that he's communicating this defense. And reflecting back to the preseason, that is the number one task. The quarterback of the defense, the middle linebacker of Sean McDermott and Bobby Babich defense, you need to command the plays. You need to be able to verbalize the play to your teammates, and you need to be able to make adjustments as the offense is putting guys in motion and doing the things that they do. And I think Buffalo Joe did an excellent job of that during the preseason, but the other flip side of that is teams in the preseason are awfully vanilla and not really calling a lot of crazy plays. But you look at the Jags, the Ravens, the Jets, even the Houston Texans, I don't see any really creative plays like the Miami Dolphins say. So I think it's going to be something that Buffalo Joe is capable of doing. I think Baylon Spector proved to be absolutely excellent. I think Baylon Spector is the starting middle linebacker right now. And if we do get into this base defense, Buffalo Joe would be an outside linebacker in that role. But if there is an injury to Baylon Spector, Buffalo Joe can come in and command this defense just fine. Personally, I think there's a huge shot here that Buffalo Joe is going to hit the field for Bills Mafia and set the league on fire. We all saw it during the preseason, his explosive burst, his ability to get his hands on offensive linemen and drive them back to close holes. I mean, Buffalo Joe, to me, he's got the size, he's got the strength, he's got the speed. He has literally everything in the toolbox. The only thing he's missing right now is experience. And with Matt Milano and Terrel Bernard being out for Bills Mafia, Buffalo Joe's going to take advantage of this. He's got that blue-collar DNA being here from Buffalo. He's going to get better on a play-to-play basis, on a week-to-week basis, and a game-to-game basis. I really think having this game-time experience, making those memorable moments on the football field, he can come in here and supplement the loss of Terrel Bernard and also potentially Matt Milano and also Baylon Spector or Dorian Williams if any of those go down with injuries. And I really think understanding the teams that we're going to be going against, like the Ravens, like the Jaguars, like the Jets, who really rely on running the football to utilize the run, to open up the play action pass, complementary football on offense, unlike the Miami Dolphins, who really have a speed, high, potent passing attack, and the Bills staying in nickel and dime defense. Well, if we face these teams that force us to get into a base defense, I mean, if they have two or three tight ends out there, or an extra offensive lineman and a fullback, I don't know if it would be smart for the Buffalo Bills to go out there in a dime defense, especially without Taron Johnson. You know, we're relying on Cam Lewis out of the slot, Jamarcus Ingram out of the slot, Damar Hamlin too. You know, I think Cole Bishop made a play last week too, but this really signaling here that the Bills and teams going against the Bills are going to try whatever they can to get us in a base defense to dig into the depth of this linebacker crew. But little do they know that Buffalo Joe, homegrown local kid, is going to be making an appearance potentially Monday night. And I'll tell you right now, if he gets on that football field for Bills Mafia, expect some big time plays, game-changing plays. Expect him to sacrifice himself for the city of Buffalo in which he grew up in. But I appreciate you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, subscribe for future content. Also, check the links down below in the description. Many of you are utilizing the promo code BNC at SeatGeek.com. You can get $20 off your purchase. This is concerts, NFL games, whatever event you want, even opera or whatever play in your area. If you want to get $20 off your next purchase, check out SeatGeek.com and use promo code BNC. Also, check the chicken wing merch in the description. Free shipping, sizes small through 5XL. Appreciate you guys. Hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.